Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Haha, I'm just kidding. It's actually his.
Alright, now that my wife started the video off, she's sitting in there. Today we're going to be pulling the head off of this engine, and I got a few valves stuck, so we're going to be spraying them with some WD-40, maybe pouring a little seafoam in there and trying to get them unstuck. So I'll let you guys know whenever I make some progress on that. You know, I have a couple more things to look at in this video. So I've been beating on those for a while. Haven't really made a ton of progress. I've gotten a little bit better, but today I'll show you what I picked up. Ended up picking up this 360 Magnum, or 5.9 Magnum. Starting to take off the accessories. I'm not going to use the AC or the power steering pump. So that's going to be a challenge in itself, trying to find a belt configuration to work with that. Yeah, I'm just starting to take all these parts off I'm not going to need. Probably going to end up doing a timing chain because don't know how many miles are on it. And I'm going to pull off the valve covers for you guys and try to show you what it looks like in there, because honestly I have no clue. So I'll get back with you guys when I got the valve covers pulled off. Alright, so here's under the valve cover. That'd be the passenger side. It's not too bad at all. It's got a little bit of sludge, but seems like it was pretty well taken care of for the most part. I don't see anything too concerning. So that's good. Now we'll just continue on with the tear down of the engine and hope we don't find anything else scary. Alright, it's actually the next day now. Haven't got anything else done to the engine, but did acquire a 727 trans to go behind it. So I'm gonna try to get those cleaned up at some point. Get all the rest of this stuff pulled off. But today I'm thinking I want to try to get the valves not stuck, or at least better than they were. And I'm thinking I want to try to get this flathead 6 fired up, just because I'm gonna have to wait for parts for the 5.9 and the trans anyway, so might as well try to get this running while I'm waiting and be able to drive it around. Be kind of cool. Well, it's actually ended up going pretty smooth. They're all moving. They're not all seating completely down, but at least they're all moving now. I think that should be enough to get it started. So I might just have to order a head gasket and see what happens. All right, we're back on the Plymouth. Got my head back on. Haven't hooked up any of the cooling system yet because it doesn't have cooling in it anyway. I got all my wires back on, and we're gonna try to fire it up now. Got my bottle of gas. We're gonna pour a little down the carb, and then hopefully she lights off. Fill the bowl. Squirt some in there. And a button here. Give her a couple pumps. Alright, now we're gonna try again. Get it fired up again. Let it sit for about 15-20 minutes. why it's smoking so much, but whew. Over 40 pounds of oil pressure. Right, I've been letting it cool down for a little bit because it doesn't have coolant in there. What I've done to it so far since the beginning of this video, I ended up taking the head back off and I put a new head gasket in there that my wife got me this gasket set for it. I didn't really want to dig into that side of the engine where the side covers are and like the intake and exhaust gaskets and stuff, but I used the head gasket she got me, thermostat housing gasket, and whatever that piece is right there. Not sure what that'd be, but all those have new gaskets now, new head bolts. So let it sit and cool down for a little bit. I'm curious if I can get it started from inside the car now. So let's hop in here. Put the key in there. Steering wheel's pretty cool. I actually like it a lot and it's in good shape other than a couple little cracks, but alright, choke's still on. Seems like just a little bit of gas. There it goes. Back to idling. Crazy for a 76-year-old car. Assuming a 76-year-old engine. Not doing too bad. Finally running. Carb's junk, so sure that'd help it running a little bit. It's got a little bit of a mist to it every once in a while. I'm sure it's got some vacuum leaks from old hoses, but we'll get to that. Got my front brakes done. Need to do the rear one still. I'd really like to drive it, but sounds pretty decent other than the occasional miss. Stopped smoking. Sure, it's just burning stuff off. Probably has a crap ton of stuff in there. I know there was definitely diesel and Marvel mystery oil that needs to burn off. They were trying to get the valves unstuck, but there she is. Shut her off. See the key, hopefully. Yep, key shuts her off. So, if you like this car, excited as I am, or probably not as excited as I am because I'm pretty excited about it, but be excited to see it running. Hopefully getting it back on the road in the next video. Like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. Hopefully I'll have it on the road in the next video, or at least moving out and back in. So, see you in the next one.